Well, one of the things I've been working on is putting up a ham radio antenna, ham radio CB radio antenna, a Starduster specifically. So I'm over here looking at the television antenna and seeing how somebody did this back long before I got here. It's you can see from this coupling right here, it's just galvanized pipe. It's probably 1-inch galvanized pipe. I don't know how far it goes in the ground, if at all, but it's not like sitting on the very surface. So, and somebody just lagged it to the roof. And what's ironic is with all this insane wind we get here once in a while, it's just held perfect. So that's not how I'd mount it, but there it sits, still up. The only thing I ever had to repair was that last element. I had to make that one out from scratch, and that increased my TV signal by 5%, according to my digital tuner. So the idea is to, as I've mentioned before, mount a mast, you know, up here and then down here somewhere. So that's a good anchor points far apart to give you lots of leverage against wind and stuff. The only downside to that is that's the living room right here. That's the living room, and my lab, or soon to be ham shack, is on the other side of the house. So let's take a look and see about that. The other thing is, this is the backyard, and putting up a mast or something back here, just, I don't know, it's just a thought. I don't know if it looks better or worse, because once it's high enough in the air, everybody gets to see it. So here I am up above the propane tank. I was thinking maybe mounting it above the light there on the roof, and then mounting it maybe at the bottom where the deck, that beam is. I don't think that's very big, 2x4 maybe, no, 2x6. Maybe doing it there, because this window right here is the lab right there. That's where the lab is, and the ham radio room. So if I mounted it here, boom, right in the wall. That's about as easy and coarse and simple as it gets. But here's the downside. Even if I put it up 30 feet, it could, starting about, say, 10:30 in the morning, start casting a shadow on my solar panels. And that would suck. Yes, they're still disconnected, so it doesn't matter, but at some point that's going to get fixed. So I need to think that part out a little bit. The convenience, you could run it under the house. The problem is you get rodents under there and they'll eat wiring. I've seen them eat big old chunks of wiring. And the other thing is having all your 60 hertz utilities over here. I don't know if having it close to the antenna is a good idea or not, especially if it falls down. I mean, that's only 240, but metal striking 240 could be a problem. Especially if I have to have somebody come out and fix it all. The other thing I did, but it was with just light duty TV antenna. My Starduster is only like 3.25, 3.5 pounds. You see this mast right here? It's too big. It's like 1.5 inches, and I can only use 1.25 inches. I had it roped off to this vertical right here, and it stayed here for over a year. But the antenna was one of those little UHF tiny little things, so it had no weight, no windage. The other problem is from here, I haven't measured the coax that I have. I've had it since the 70s. I think it's 75 feet. It could be 50, it could be 100, I don't remember, it's been so long, but running it all that distance to there, that's kind of a long way. So I really don't know how I'm going to mount that thing. This side of the house just strikes me as not a good idea. There's a TV antenna staring at us. The other thought I had was here, but the problem is the peak of the roof isn't lined up very well with down here. So yeah, you could use brackets. You know, brackets are pretty cheap. Stand it off in this corner, run it up sky high. The problem is now we're clear at the far end of the house from the Radio Shack, so it's kind of a pain in the butt. This to me is the best mechanical mounting place, or you know, in the backyard somewhere. Mechanically, I can bring one guy wire and tie it here, another guy wire and tie it clear down there. So that's 2 out of 4, right? The other one can go to the front of the house, and the other one can go either the tree or the backyard somewhere. So, I don't know. I'm still trying to work that part out. The mast that people were selling, the telescoping 30-footer, it's actually 25 foot. It's unavailable everywhere. It's totally sold out everywhere. But I am getting a little serious because there's my ground rod, 8 foot. And I have a impact hammer that I'm gonna use a socket or something with to drive that in, because when I was 16 I did it with a baseball bat, but that's what you do when you're 16. I'm way older than that now, 3.5 times, and I have to try to use what's left of my brain. Now, one other alternative mounting idea, and it's furthest away of all, is bolt it to the top and bottom of those castings on the shipping container. Now, all of this assumes that the 8-foot ground rod is right below the antenna, okay? Every one of these mounting places has that assumption. So this puts it clear out here away from everything, which I don't know if that's good or bad. But that's one of the other ideas I had. So anyway, trying to figure this out. Cast iron or cast pipe like the antenna has, the TV antenna, is it's not cheap. It's about 20 bucks for a 10 foot length. So that's 60 bucks. The telescoping one is 100, but it's infinitely easier to put up. If you tie off all your guy wires first and you get the lengths about right, you can just get on a ladder and just lift it straight up and it'll just stay there. So anyway, that's it for today. Wonderful weather. Happy to see it. It's about 61, about a 3-mile-an-hour breeze. You can probably hear that. I'm kind of in a bowl, but not too bad. Everybody around me is a little higher, like the guy's property over here. That's probably 20 foot, 25 foot straight up higher than what I am. I'm in a bowl here, but the good news is my property doesn't ever flood because it's all slanted, so I don't drown like some people. They can't leave their house for days on end. Could mount it to the garage, but that's so freaking far away. Coax wise, it's just not worth it. So, because I could mount that on the back eave like in about 10 minutes. So, all right, enough rambling. Nice weather here in the desert. See you, bye.